back to the Wacky Races Super Awesome Comeback Special. Wacky Races Too Fast, Too Wacky. Yes, we are going to be having a new wacky challenge every week until we have conquered every last one. I hope everyone is really excited for our 32-week tournament extravaganza. So, to my other wonderful admin, are you all really excited for 32 weeks of wacky races?
Oh yeah,
bring it on.
Yeah, afflicted. Bring on the floor is lava. Come on, bring it.
I mean,
give me that teller and float.
We got the wheel. We are ready to spin.
We're not getting 33.
Not 33.
We're not fixing the one we had to get rid of.
No, we're not getting rid of. No, you're not. We're not making anyone have to play cowards. There might be a secret 33rd push me to jump race hidden in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm
it's
out.
like the center.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let us spin this wheel. Find out what we're playing. Oh. World Championship of Darts! I know it got cut off because of, cropping.
Well, the of darts is nice and big now on the.
Oh,
on the
it's
screen,
so big.
So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So many darts. All the darts. So close to big
Just
show.
throw everything. Where's the thing?
Yeah, we'll get the wheel fixed. Don't worry. Anyway, thank you to everyone who delightfully played along with me for April Fools. We had to at least do a little something. Sorry to everyone who was disappointed and actually wanted a Wacky Races tournament, though. But let's go ahead
I'd say that's about almost 100 people in the chat.
Anyway, let me go ahead and turn things over to our actual wonderful reveal. So welcome to the Eblan Elixir League. This is our Prospectus and team reveals stream. I am joined today by Possum, by Neobari, by Moonblaze Wolf, by Flurry, and by Poydrak, all of whom put in a whole bunch of work making this event happen, and I'm super duper happy to have them here with me.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah, we're excited.
Hello, friends.
I helped in some way at the start. Everyone else just did better once I put a few things in motion. That's all. I make things and other people improve upon them. That's these four little people here.
So I have a question for the chat before we get into this. Has anybody ever done like a bowling league before? A lot of bowlers in here. Lots and lots of bowlers. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think that was honestly kind of the main, like the feeling that we wanted to convey with this format, because it's very different, and a lot of times in the spring we want to try to mix things up and do something different, but we really wanted to figure out a way to do a team format. And I think that was kind of where we started, and I think we are really, really excited with how it all came together, and I think we're even more excited seeing all of the excitement from the community and people really engaging and getting involved and getting hyped up for this. So I can't wait. This is something we spent months working on, like no joke, because the idea of doing a team league is something that we've touched for like even before this year, going back
how
to last
long,
year.
Flurry?
At least 3 years.
Yeah, so it's something that like we're really excited to see that if we were getting it off the we're finally running it, and we hope that everybody who's participating enjoys it, and we hope that all of you who are going to be watching also enjoy it.
It was very difficult nailing down the exact format, but we feel that we've found something that is going to be both accessible and competitive. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I think that word accessibility is really, really important when thinking about this format, because I think we kind of dipped our toes in a little bit to the idea of, trying to figure out a way that everybody could feel like they got a good tournament experience and everybody got an equal chance at success with the recent Blue Moon, Red Moon that was done in the ZZ5 tournament. And this just kind of takes it to that next level where players are going to be a part of a functioning team, and they're going to be responsible kind of for their lane. So they're going to be playing a lot of people that are very similar in skill level to them. But each of their individual results matters in the context of the team's overall results. So if I'm the worst player on the team or the best player on the team, I know we don't like to use those words specifically, but it almost doesn't matter, because you can get through a week with your two quote-unquote weakest players winning their matches and your top player losing, and the result is the exact same at the end of the day. And that's a really cool thing. You don't see that a lot in these kinds of tournaments and competitions, and I think that we're all really excited to see some big matches, some really exciting matches that there's a lot maybe on the line between people who you wouldn't normally expect to be in the spotlight like that, and that's going to be a really cool part of this whole experience too.
So don't think that any runner in this is left behind. Everyone matters. Every one of these races that is going to go ahead is going to matter, from the top tier players that you see running excellent and week in, week out, to the people that have only just started and may be a little bit less confident in their own play, but their race is still going to matter just as much.
Yeah, for me, one of the coolest things about this format is that you get a sense of camaraderie, like we saw in Adamant Cup groups, in ZZ3 groups, and you can learn from each other. And so all of those folks who might be starting out that we alluded to, they're going to be able to learn, and it's going to accelerate that learning curve by being paired with folks who may be better than them. And for folks who may be better than them, seeing a different way to play the game, maybe thinking, hey, that's not something I would normally do, but that really works.
Yeah,
that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, we've already.
We can all learn.
I've had the sense to kind of look in a little bit and see how what folks are talking about, and we've already had like groups already talking about like, okay, let's all run a seed together and then compare notes. So I'm really looking forward to the sense of team spirit. There definitely will be some examples of team spirit during the reveal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to keep us too long, because I know we do want to reveal the teams and everybody's really excited about that. But yeah, just to like mechanically walk through how it's going to work. Each team is 4 players, and about a third of the teams, as Scala put here on the screen, they signed up together. And then the other 2/3 signed up as either individuals, duos, or trios, and the non-competing admins tried to create balanced teams out of those pools of players. So, and I feel, I haven't seen the teams yet, so I'm really excited about that. But everything I've heard is that like the process went really well. And then each week, 3 of those 4 players are going to face off against 3 of the 4 players on a different team. And in each week, 1 team member is going to sit out. And that's honestly really nice too, because I know for a lot of people, we're pretty busy, or we have a lot of different things that we're doing, whether it's related to speedrunning or streaming or all of that. And so this does give people an opportunity to kind of take a little breather, take a little break when it works best for them. And then, so 3 one-on-one matchups each week. If your team wins 2 of those 3 matchups, you win the week and you get 3 league points. If for some reason your team has a tie and it ends up being 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie, then there would be 1 point for a tie between the 2 teams. But yeah, so you kind of win as a team, lose as a team, or I guess tie as a team if you're, some of our more notorious tying competitors.
And because of this format, we are letting ties stand, so we don't have to actually go through and re-race them. So.
Yep.
Yeah, we could have a situation where it's 1 win and 2 ties, and that 1 win would take it for the week.
That's true.
At least in the early parts. Let's not talk about them for for the last
And if
few
there's
weeks,
3
please.
ties, it's technically a tie as well.
Yep.
Also, your team gets renamed to Team Tie.
Yes, we do get to rename your team the tie emoji. So, and probably a newspaper. But yeah, and then we've got 2 great flag sets we're going to talk about. They're going to be played in 2 4-week cycles, so you're going to play each flag set 3 times. The first 3 weeks are going to be random. You're going to be playing with no bearing on standings or anything like that. But then the weeks 4 and 8 are, I guess the good way to think about them is they're kind of like a little mini championship for each flag set. And in weeks 4 and 8, you will get paired against a team that has a similar point record to you. So that we do kind of get some of those good, standings wise, maybe good matchups, even though they do have to still adhere to the 3 players and 1 person sitting rule as well. So it does not guarantee that like the top 3 players are going to be playing in weeks 4 and 8, but those matchups will have a little bit more standing significance, I guess I would say. So
Yeah, and as far as for the first 3 weeks of each round being random, Neobari put in a lot of very good work, had to do a whole bunch of random rolls to ensure that those were indeed random, but we did not have teams run into each other more than once during the tournament. So thank you, Neobari, for all your work on that regard.
Yeah, so we'll be revealing week 1 today, and then I believe we'll be doing weeks 1 through 3 sometime this week.
Yes.
So just to let everybody know the timing of when those reveals are going to be happening.
Give you a little sample tonight, but let's go ahead. Let's talk about the flag sets, and we'll sort of talk about what's sort of being our week 1 through 4. That is going to be Potion Party. So this is going to basically kind of take up the month of April. I know a lot of folks have already been practicing this, and this is very different from our normal quote-unquote tournament flag set, and that was done very intentionally.
Yeah, we've been wanting to put, well, some of us have been wanting to put a trap into a tournament format in some way. I am one of these people, and it's been difficult to find a way to balance it because of how much it adds to a flag set, but I think we've got on this one something that's competitive and different.
Yeah, behind the scenes, there was a lot of discussion about balance and how to get things to a competitive nature where it wouldn't seem like an RNG clown fiesta. And I know a lot of folks still think, oh, it's K-Trap, you just gotta pick the right trap and you win. Trust me, play the flags, you won't feel that way. There's a lot that goes into it, and folks like Flurry and Poydrak, Blaze, etc. did a phenomenal job working on the balance for those flags as well. Go ahead, Flurry.
I was just gonna say, some folks have had a very good penchant for drawing Dark Knight Cecils and gauntlets in some of the worst possible spots to just throw. Everything seems to be going perfectly well, and then it throws that one monkey wrench in. But yeah, I think if you followed our flag sets over really the past few years, you've noticed we try to incorporate like 1 or 2 things that are different into a flag set. We generally try to stay away from doing the same-ish sort of thing, and I think the 2 that K-Trap that Poydrak alluded to would be one, and Win Game would be the other. It may be we'll have to come up with a different question other than whose butt. I'm sure if there is one thing I will never underestimate, it is the meme capacity of our community. So I'm sure something will be happening, but Win Game, throws a lot of what we kind of took for granted as far as what you wanted to look for, and throws it out the window. So this particular flag set has kind of been in the workshop for really 6 months, I'd say. If you followed the ladder, you probably saw the prototype of this sort of thing that was kind of with the end goal of this being in mind. So yeah, I think we came at a very good solution.
Yeah.
I want to
When-
give a shout out to Baka Shinobi as well, because I think he was originally one of the creators of this flag set and is not here tonight to be a part of the reveal stream, but I'm pretty sure this one has a lot of his fingerprints on it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. One of the big things about this is that win game flag. Like, there is no Z. Your six objectives out of the 8, and you've won. It takes away a lot of again, and what we took for granted, that you're going to go and do a grind of some sort. This may not be actually necessary to get through those 6 objectives. It may just be you go there, it's something you can do very easily, and it's done, and you've done 6 objectives very quickly. It changes your way of thinking, and people that have been doing this over this flag set over the last few weeks I think that they've seen that there's a lot more to this flag set than really meets the eye just looking at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of unique challenges, especially with the T money flag and your character selection when there's only 7 characters, no duplicates. So you kind of every seed starts out very, very differently from what I've seen or from what I've played, and I've probably played like a dozen of these now. Depending on and Sea Hero, we're back to Sea Hero again. We didn't really talk about that much at all as well, but the flags, each seed definitely has kind of like its own distinct feel based on your hero, based on what the shops are giving you, the supporting cast, which may not be particularly great, or it might be very powerful because of that distinct 7. And then just the other random objectives that you get, because sometimes you're going to get a couple more moon objectives, and you know that your darkness crystal is basically go mode. And then sometimes you're going to get 3 that are just all key item related that don't have anything to do with the moon, and you're going to have to do a lot more hunting for those key items.
And the money situation, you just go out and find it. It's all in the chest ready for you. But it's Swild. Those shops have some really good things, but you sort of have to match it up to who your characters are, and get a little bit lucky on where the items are. But everything's there. Your power is waiting for you. You just need to go and buy it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say that I think one of the other things I'd want to highlight with this particular flag set is a lot of the standard ways to accrue strength with your party are not there. So not only is there no J items in shops, so you're not going to be able to find sirens. You start with a couple, but if you go to use it, you'll figure out rather quickly that they're not going to do anything because the no experience flag is on, so they're not going to give you experience. So those the gold dragon fights, the egg fights, the D machine fights, the Mac giant fights, they aren't going to be there. So how it is you choose to get your party up to the power strength you want to be there is going to be a much bigger thought process of, is this worth the time and is it not? No experience is why we forced the magma key. I don't know if Dia is here, but we don't want to put anybody else through an awful hook route with only 2 or 3 characters and a finite amount of experience.
Well, you're biased. You're biased because you had to do that hook route with Dia. I enjoyed that a lot. I think I was in the booth for that one.
I am always biased against a hook route, but we'll save Flurry's soapbox hour for another time.
Yeah, kind of building on that a little bit. One of the things that really intrigues me about this flag set is the importance of balancing your team around your hero. That based on who your hero is, you have to take dramatically different approaches. If you have like an edge hero, for example, you have to be of the mindset that, as counterintuitive as it sounds, you have to play more defensively because your other characters just struggle to get turns. And so you have to be able to survive. Whereas with other heroes, like a Sid hero, a Tele hero, you're able to manipulate a lot more, have the characters you want going first, and control your turn order. Things like Heroine Robe Rydia casting Bahamut is a really common thing you see in this flag set that you would almost never see in other free enterprise walks of life. So all of that kind of micromanaging of agility, especially with the hero flag being backed for not just this, but slight spoiler, the other flag set as well. That to me is the most intriguing part, is how are folks going to develop their parties around their individual heroes on every flag, or every seed, excuse me.
And extend it to their up the rest of their party as well, because some people, some characters are going to be stronger depending on that hero. Some are going to be weaker. So it's a simple matter. You just need to figure out which is best for you.
Yep, this is the flag set that you're going to see when we've got our double headers going on, where you got 4 people watching 2 races at the same time. You're going to watch 4 people do this in 4 different ways, and that's some pretty exciting free enterprise to watch.
Yeah, there is no confirmed meta for this yet. I've played a fair number of these and run some pickup races and been involved in the testing process for this. There's no meta yet. We have a good idea of like what some of the better things are, but there's nothing concrete that's developed yet, and that's really exciting from a viewer, a commentary standpoint. Might be a little scary from a runner standpoint, but hey, I don't have to deal with that this time around.
I think the only thing that's consistently meta is that I'm going to end every seed with an unused Moonveil.
Yes, that sounds like a you problem, Flurry.
No,
It
no.
absolutely is.
Speaking of Moonveils, do we want to talk a little bit about the other flag set?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
You probably should.
Yes, so for weeks 5 through 8, we're going to be playing Moonveil Mixer. This will basically take up the month of May. Oh, that's good alliteration. We didn't even plan for that. Anyway, but this is a bit more of our traditional flag set, so you kind of get 2 great tastes that taste great together. It's a very much a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup situation with this tournament.
Yeah, the Moonveil Mixer was something that I think kind of Flurry and I worked on more than anything else, and it kind of came from an idea I had of what if we, to take Flurry's words, put a bunch of flags from other tournaments in a blender and just kind of mixed them all up. And so normally you would get new things come tournament time. This flag set, you're honestly not getting anything new. You're simply getting a whole bunch of things that were new for their respective tournaments that are now returning, all kind of hodgepodge and thrown together in a way that is balanced, that plays semi-traditionally, but gives you kind of the flavor of the last 5 major free enterprise tournaments. So I'm personally very biased and excited for this flag set, having been so intimately involved in it. Definitely excited for the Potion Party too, but obviously, that bias is going to persist here. So we'll see how everyone likes this one. I know everyone's been grinding the heck out of Potion Party, and rightfully so, but a little bit of return to traditional free enterprise for weeks 5 to 8.
Yeah, I think 5 to 8 is really with everyone's focus on Potion Party at the moment. This one I think is going to be a little bit of a shock to some people when they actually get back to it. Is because the 2 flag sets are so different. Mm-hmm. When they're going to go from one very very random-ish to a more traditional flag set, and people, it might jar them a little bit.
I do think, though, not to disagree, I think this is a really nice second half flag set as well, especially if everyone is very focused on Potion Party at the beginning, because if you have played in a free enterprise tournament or 2 before, a lot of these flags are going to come back to you pretty quickly, and they're going to feel pretty comfortable. And just kind of like your general strategy towards a Moonveil Mixer seed is going to be a little bit more traditional. And I think it'll be a good second half flag set that people will be able to more or less jump right into. Probably will take a little bit of adjustment, but it won't be the same as something like Potion Party, which is just very, very different than what a lot of us are used to.
Yeah, they probably will. People will get back into it quite quickly, but that little transfer, I think, is the biggest tell, biggest time it's going to be. But yeah, people are going to get back into this more traditional thing fairly quickly, and it's going to make the races, the early races, is more interesting, and the ones that matter a little bit more later on, more competitive as well.
You'll probably be able to tell who the people are that haven't fought Zeromus in a month.
With Hero.
With C Hero, exactly.
Yeah.
We at least give you the tools, more tools to be able to handle a Zeromus fight with Hero, because you can have curse rings again because you couldn't in Potion Party.
Yeah, there's some settings on this flag set that are very particularly crafted for balance. We worked on the treasure settings in particular for a long time to get them right. Flurry and his penchant for giving people crystal swords and adamant armors in Baron Inn had to go. So we couldn't do T-Standard. We couldn't do T-Wild. We had to settle on Wildish, but Wildish is also obscenely strong. So how do you tailor that back? You cut the max tier out. It means that random chests are not as strong, but it also means that trap chests are still T-Wildish trap chests. And you'll notice one major thing is back that I believe's only ever been in one tournament before. Adamant armors make their return. So that is a huge reason to maybe dissuade you from doing things like a big grind. I can just go find an adamant armor, maybe.
Or get one from a Pinktail.
Or that too.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of those shortcuts that are going to make you question whether or not you should invest in. And pretty much anything in free enterprise is really just a question of time investment, and adamant armor along with fusoya, who can show up in this map, or the holy sword we know and love. Those are all going to be things that will make you decide, all right, am I going to invest 10-11 minutes into a grind, or am I going to not do that? Because we have all characters appearing, so if you do enough spots, you're going to get the party you want to get. I would recommend, if just to have it in the bag for this particular flag set, Cantrun is on.
Mm-hmm.
Now sirens are available, so this isn't going to come up very often, but it probably a good idea to look up the Baron manipulation in the Discord. I'm sure several of the sages can point that out if you ask them. But it's something you're probably going to want to have knowledge about. Whether or not it's something you want to do, that's fine, but it is something you should probably be aware of. Max tier 5 is better than you think it is. When we first put this together, I was concerned that max tier 5 was just going to be hand axes for my whole party, and then it turned out to be pretty good. So it's definitely good enough. And yeah, like it's going to be that decision of where you're going to invest your time. If you were looking to build up what one would consider free enterprise fundamentals, this would probably be the flag set you'd want to spend a lot of time on, in my opinion.
All right, so now that we've got a good overview of the flags, we talked a little bit about the weeks. Let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to be wrapping this up. Talk a little bit about the playoffs. So we are going to be having a break week. It's going to be basically the week of Memorial Day here in the U.S. That happens to coincide with Summer Games Done Quick. Just so that way people who are involved in that don't also have to have that conflicting interest. Also, just good to have a break after 8 weeks straight. But after that, we'll have our playoff weeks.
Yep, and the top 4 teams will advance to the playoffs, which is part of why we want to do those ranked rounds in Week 8. Week 8 is going to be amazing, by the way. You definitely want to make sure that you have an opportunity to watch during Week 8, because we got 24 teams and 4 playoff spots is not a lot for 24 teams. So, there's going to be some really, really epic matches during Week 8. But yeah, top 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. We wanted to reward the higher seeds, and we also wanted to use both flag sets for the playoff weeks. So the way that we are going to manage that is each team, again, is going to be 3 out of 4 players that are going to be competing each week. The higher seeded team gets to pick the flag set for their preferred runner. So if they have a runner that they feel is going to do really, really well with Potion Party, they can pick that for that particular person's race. And then the other 2 races will be run with Moonveil Mixer. And the way we're hoping it plays out, and obviously this will kind of come down to the scheduling and availability of the individual teams, but if possible, and we're going to talk about some of the Restream stuff later on, we're going to do kind of like our double header model for the playoffs on the Restream, and the first race is going to be the single race, so nothing will be decided in that first race, but you'll get to see which team kind of gets their first sort of point on the board. And then those second and third races with the other flag set are going to be run simultaneously, and that's going to be like sudden death for one of the teams. If they're either going to have to win both, or if you're the team that did win that first race, you're going to have to kind of bring it on home and seal the deal with one of your 2 runners winning. So I think it's going to be really, really exciting. I can't wait for those playoff weeks if they kind of come together like that. So. We're going to have semifinals the first week, and then we're going to have a championship match and a third place match in week 11 as well.
Something to note here that we didn't quite mention earlier is that it's top 4 teams, and the tiebreaker is overall wins. So when we talked about previously on every race matters, we really mean it. I fully expect that we're going to see tiebreakers broke by overall number of wins by a particular team.
Yeah, that seems pretty likely to me too.
Just goes to show that we sort of really wanted to hammer home the idea that every match is important, every player is important for these teams. And for those folks, if you're in a team that does not go to the tower, we'll talk a little bit about some Restream stuff. Talk about the title round, which is for folks who do not make it to the playoffs. We still have an extra option for you. We're going to have a set of async races. There's going to be 4 async races in total, 2 Potion Party, 2 Moonveil Mixer. And you can compete in these in order to win an extra prize. The asyncs are only going to be open for 24 hours, and the players are going to have to pick which async they want to play ahead of time. All 4 members of the team have to race in order to qualify for the win, and the team with the lowest combined time across all 4 races will be declared the winner. We've also wanted to do something with async races for a little bit, and we thought this was a really fun way to kind of test the waters, as well as give all of our teams a chance for a little something extra. Participation in this is entirely optional, though. If your team is done after week 8, that's totally cool. But if you want a little extra, it's going to be right there for you.
Yep, and just to clarify, each player on the team is going to play in one of the async races. So everybody will do 1 race, and then you tally up all 4 times, and the team with the lowest combined time is the winner of the title round. So.
Yep. And then we are going to be having league double header nights. So this is something new for Restream. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we'll have 2 races per night. That will be 4-player matches. So it's going to be with 2 different matchups on the same 4-player layout, which will let us sort of have the option to showcase more players. It also makes it so that way there's going to be like a regular times that you can watch, and it's going to help us sort of be able to do a little bit more of our spreading the love around. If at all possible, we'd like to have members of the same team on the same restream. Yes, what I'm going to actually do for chat is I'm going to show you kind of what that's going to look like. Please note, this is just a mock-up. Final version will vary.
Oh, neat. I am playing in the tournament.
Yeah, you are. Just this is purely...
And also Fiery Blizzard in the chat, good luck with your match. And
Yeah.
Tybalt, you're on my team, so good luck.
Good luck. We just pulled a random race room that I had laying around to do the mock-up. So basically the way it's going to work is that there'll be the 2 runners on the upper half will be facing off, 2 runners on the lower half will be facing off. We kind of borrowed that system from Dragon Warrior Rando, which has been doing that for a long time. Also, yes,
one other thing I
Sparkly
noticed in the
Space.
chat,
Yes.
there'll be 2 trackers.
Yes.
Each race will have 1 tracker. So if you like tracking on Restream, you will also be able to be very busy.
So much tracking. Yeah, and we're going to hopefully overhaul the layout to have up to 10 objectives. We're working on that. Again, that's why this says this is just a mock-up. The final version will vary. And there will also, of course, be a Moonveil Mixer version of this. We made sure that the colors are complementary and very distinct, so you can definitely tell right away which set is against which. But hopefully, we can get all that together. Please be very, very kind to our wonderful friends over at Randomania who are working very hard to help us out with getting this all together. But I think we should really talk about what the people are here for. Are we ready?
Refreshments?
They want to know. They want to know. First game mystery. So first game mystery is 156. If you bowled a 156 in game 1, please contact me. Thank you.
I appreciate the bowling humor. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about our different teams. So to let folks know before we swap over to this, they are in the order is purely what order did we make the organizing channel in, and then I tried to basically put runners just in alphabetical order, unless I couldn't fit it because of names. But here we go.
Drum roll.
All right, so our first group is Team No Springs, which will be made up of Flossyfern, Martin Broadcloak, Moleboy, and Sorbius. They also have been very kind. They gave me a graphic of their mascot, so I will put that up there for everyone. I have definitely
Good
been
old Coily.
Oh,
that is terrifying. I'm going to see that in my nightmares tonight.
Yes, you will. A lot of groups have already been showing some wonderful team spirit, and I made sure that if you have, I will definitely give you all a shout out tonight. They signed up as a group. I think this is a super duper fun group, and I think they're going to definitely tear it up for sure. And then the other group that we have here is Team Wombat Milk, which is made up of J-Mac the Librarian, Woo Bear, Reckless Charlie, and Peasants OMFG. So again, a lot of folks who have been in the community for a really long time. So I think that no, this is not a matchup. I should say these are not the matchups. You'll see the matchups at the very end. This is just us revealing the teams. The order was basically just which order did we make your team channel in? Loosely constructed.
I like it.
Yeah, so
No
go
no
ahead.
image for Wombat Milk?
They didn't. They they definitely had some very cute wombats in their chat, but they did not give me a specific one.
Disappoint.
That's okay. I promise that plenty of the other groups have silly things.
Excellent.
Yes, but that was another one where everyone signed up together, and it was fantastic. I got really excited anytime we saw like a group submission come in. Okay, good. The Team Wombat Milk will get to me with Team Spirit. Awesome. Beautiful. Thank y'all. Alright, let me go ahead bring up our next set. One second, there's like a bunch of levers I'm pulling in the background. So for our next set, we have Brew Dude Attitude, which will be made up of Elvin Sorrow, John Burkhead, Nakuri, and Vitiafro, right? Vitafro?
Yep.
Thank you.
Vitafro.
Vitafro, thank you. And then we also have the Mycidian Comedy Club, which is Amarith, Professor Renderer, Tijol, and Zekai Wind.
I like Mycidian Comedy Club. That's a great name.
It's a fabulous name. I do have to give a huge shout out to Nakuri, who came in really hard with the team spirit.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, we've had some really good showings of Team Spirit already, which absolutely just has been blowing me away.
I know we use this phrase a lot, but you love to see it.
You do. You really do. Both of those. Go ahead.
My only concern is Mycidian Comedy Club. Why do I get the feeling that most of the comedy is going to be puns in there?
I think it will be a lot. Please give us all your best puns.
Absolutely. Welcome to it.
But those are more teams who all signed up together. Same with our next set. So we have Unforced Errors, which is made up of Leggy Starscream, Neon Grey, Soko Sonex, and Zoe Vermilion. And then we have Coco Shop Quartet, which is made up of Ikir, Fiery Blizzard, Scott, and Wind Fox.
Big fan of Coco Shop Quartet. Fantastic name.
Yeah, that's solid.
The Unforced Errors is perfectly he describes those four runners as well.
Yes. Soko, new to Free Enterprise, but she's got some of the best folks helping her out, so I am really looking forward to seeing these all run. And also super great to see both Leggy and Zoe back in the game, and of course Neon as well.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Coco Shop also fantastic. Got some new runners in there, which I always think is really, really fantastic. I love seeing new people come in and join us. So, I will go ahead get us to our next set. I actually do have something special for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pull that up. So we have New Moon by Cubs Rule, Kyrol, Kyrios, and Yoshi-Kyon. And then Big Chocobo Storage Wars, which is Beauty and Discovery, Penguinator, Soapbox Gamer, and Tall Grant. And thank you very much, Tall Grant, for providing this amazing trombone champ-esque version of the Big Chocobo theme for us.
Oh, hold on. I have to listen to the stream now.
I'll give everyone a chance to appreciate.
And we were so close to having Save Us Big Chocobo being week one.
I know. It would have been really great. But yeah, and these are teams that signed up together. Really, these are really, really fantastic. I know Yoshi-Kyon is new, but again, got some really fantastic folks helping her out. And it's good to see, Penguinator back in the game. And this is just a really fun team with him, Tall Grant, and Soapbox Gamer. So just fantastic all around, which is basically like how I felt with a lot of the teams that sort of self-selected.
It's so cool to see the groups of 4 that were able to form that were very balanced and had a lot of, more veteran players and then maybe newer players that I presume in a lot of cases they probably brought them in.
Okay.
And the tournament is very likely what led to that. So
Yes.
I'm really happy for the format that it was accessible in that way.
Also, Yoshi-Con letting us know that she's been playing casually, but that's fine. Welcome to the tournament season. We're super happy to have you.
I definitely reached out to a bunch of people who have been playing casually for a couple of years, just like Yoshi, and was like, hey, do you want to do this and be on my team? And I'm glad that you were someone who said yes. Thank you.
Yes. Let me scoot us along to the next one, which does, let me make sure I'm on the right slide. Yes. So we have We Wear Shorts in Winter, which was made up of Bursic Badger, Heart Gamer, 26, Moonblaze Wolf, and Tybalt. And someone can take over the other one.
Oh, Blue Moon Dew, which is Blue's Eclipse, Fly Eagles Fly, Noob Treat 87, and Simbu.
Hey, it's my team. I'm excited. I know everybody on my team personally, but we didn't sign up as a group, and so it was actually really cool that we got put together. So I can't wait to
We
play with a group of 4 people who I genuinely know and like, even though I didn't sign up that way.
It was something where while we were putting teams together, you both signed up as duos, and we're looking at this, we're like, oh shoot, those people are friends, and they are perfectly balanced.
Yes.
So
Yep, this is where we start seeing teams that the non-competing admins have started to sculpt together, for those of you who are curious. The previous teams were all set as 4.
yes, and then Blue's Eclipse, Fly Eagles Fly, and Nutri were sort of friends in the Phantasy Star randomizer community who all wanted to come and play together, and they just needed one more player, and we added Simbu onto that team. So, which again, always
Another old hat that's jumping back in.
Yep.
And good to see Simbu again.
Yes. But we'll continue our way along. We do have some more teams that all kind of came to us all together. We have the Rusty Spoons, which is made up of Maggie the Cat, Microcorgs, Rexroll, and Zilch. And the Balam Cricket Club, which is Commander Leonhardt, Infidious Firebird, Lover, and Funnel Cakes.
I like everybody on these 2 teams, and they also have good names. This is every new slide. I'm just smiling. So,
I mean, of course, the Rusty Spoons, because Microcorgs is on it. He always has to bring, he always has to do a little extra. So he already submitted this to us. Yes, the production value. Thank you, Pancraz. Yes. So we appreciate all the team spirit, all the production value. But now we get some more teams that the admins put together, which also I think are really, really fabulous. So we have Bold Strategy, which is made up of NG Dave, Nightdew, Nitsi, and Vitasia. I admit I actually helped them come up with their name. They were trying to think of good things for commentators, like a commentator catchphrase, since all of them have done commentary for us. And I was like, oh, what about that line from Dodgeball, Bold strategy, Cotton, let's see if it pays off. Yes.
We will indeed see if it pays off.
So I'm glad that they appreciated my very silly suggestion. The other one is What's the Big Ordeals, which is Falgran, Flurry 14, Wreck-It 89, and Scythe Marshall. Falgran and Wreck-It are both newer players. We're happy to invite them in. And we paired them up with some of our more seasoned players to have that nice balance there. Flurry, how are you feeling about your team?
I'm pretty excited that Scythe Marshal and I are going to be able to combine our powers to pull off the first 31 out of 28 in a free enterprise seed. So look forward to that. But yeah, this is going to be great. I'm always happy to see newer players come in and us veterans be able to help level them up, and I think we'll have a good time.
That's fantastic. That is always what we love to hear. The rest of these were basically kind of put together by the admins, which definitely we had. It was both a lot of fun, but also an incredible challenge. Possum and Neobari, who were there, can definitely attest to.
Yep.
I think it took us like 3 hours to fix everything up. Something like that.
Yeah, it was.
And we almost got it all right.
Yes. Our next team is Rydia's Rebels, which is made up of Judge Joe, Lord Goober, Mr. JRPG, and Saradin. And then we have Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World, which will be CS Radical, Frankie Bones, RPG Mel 710, and Plumerionite.
S tier Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World for the name.
Yes. And again, this was something where we kind of had, we sort of got to sort of look at our layout and find out, okay, how do, we as the admins create, a nice balanced team. And I feel that we managed to do that with all of the teams.
And something that I'll be interested in watching, especially through the rest of these races, and it's something that's very true in bowling leagues, is how much people improve.
Yes.
Going off of how they race week 1 versus how they race week 4, and the same thing with 5 through 8.
I'm being asked, where are we on the list? We are on team number 18 out of 24. Right? Yes. Yeah.
We'll be at 24 out of 24 eventually.
Eventually, yes. I will
We've passed 17 out of 17.
We have. I'm double checking, making sure I did not miss anyone. Oh, no, this was number 16. This was number 16. Look at me. I was counting. I was totally counting.
Just go until the slides run out. That's
what I've been doing.
Yeah.
There's so many slides. All right, anyway. I think we're good here. Let us... Okay. Yes, here we go. Next group. All right, so we have Harp Faders, Anonymous, Silvera Petting Zoo. Harp Faders Anonymous is made up of Hush Pyramid, J Bruntiar, Scratch Dragon, and Nerukad. Silvera Petting Zoo is Bangagon, Dr. Cossack, Dishmu, and Twisted Flax.
Love it.
And the common theme you'll get through a lot of these is newer players running in with some more experienced ones, giving them some tips, hoping we can get them to improve and have some fun while playing.
And I think for people who haven't been in kind of we'll just say maybe a randomly generated group of people, in this case your team, if you did Adamant Cup and were part of those pool channels, those were always so much fun. And I'm just really excited to see a lot of that too, and for new people to get that experience.
Yeah, that's really what we were hoping to kind of see happen again. For our next group, we have It's Bacchus O'Clock Somewhere, which is going to be Cecil 2, E-Ninja 81, Mecha Link, and Rybon. And then we have The Last Minute Decisions, who, spoilers, were the last team to come up with a name, which will be the Bardic Panda, Loof, Starman, and the Zult.
I mean, I make last-minute decisions every race. That seems great to me.
I like the Bacchus O'Clock Somewhere, especially with at least one of those folks being known for buying 50 Bacchus every race. So I think that's a fantastic team name for that team.
I'd like to know how they do that in Potion Party.
Well, maybe they'll steal 50. I don't know.
All right, and then we have for our next set, we have Big Trouble and Little Kaipo, which is going to be made up of Crispy Slick, One Free Fits, Rex Banner, and Slippery. And then we have Golbez, and Golbez, which is made up of Klopfer, Skarn, Softnum, and Y2 Sky.
It's all the Golbezes all together.
All the Golbezes all together. I'm going to do my best. Actually, yeah, I'll do my best to read out their little. They have a little special thing for us as well. Golbez, and Golbez is not licensed to practice law on the blue planet, the red moon, or the blue moon, and makes no representation as such. Golbez, and Golbez does not assume any liability or responsibility for, nor do they make any claims regarding the outcome of any case wherein Golbez, and Golbez act as any form of representation. Golbez, and Golbez will require additional legal counsel at your expense as necessary for each case Golbez, and Golbez is hired as representation for. In cases where Golbez, and Golbez is not able to be spelled correctly in either of its forms, the term Golbez, and Golbez may be used in its place. Playable Golbez not available in all municipalities. Please contact your local copy of FF4FE for further information regarding available flag sets.
Well done.
That took all my strength. But yes, it's been so much fun to see folks really just stick to it with the team spirit.
I have one question about that team.
Yes.
Where's the shirtless Golbez?
Don't worry about it. That's if they win. Then they have to take off all their shirts. It's like with soccer.
Makes sense.
And then our last two teams, we have Bring Your Own Bacchus, which is Eisentama, Scarcer, Stupid Sexy Flanders, and Guren. And then Time Zones Are Us, which is Alchemy, Bony, It's Spelled, Aerith, and Poidrak. So
It's a magical place. We're on our way there. Time zones in a million. All under one roof. It's called Time Zones Are Us.
See, so that's your Toys R Us song? Because we had, I want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Wait, there were actual different Toys R Us songs?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
There's, yeah.
I never knew that.
We're all learning.
The UK one from the 80s, 90s was a little bit different to what you guys have over there.
Having worked at
Learning
Toys R Us,
something new
I am
every
happy
day.
to not hear that song anymore.
I will stop then. That's okay. That is as much as I can handle anyway. All right. So, those are all of our teams, which is really, really fantastic. To folks on the teams, what we're going to be doing for you all is we're going to be making like a proper participants chat. We'll have a spreadsheet where you'll be able to see who is on all the teams and have ways to be able to contact them and know, okay, if your teams are assigned to play that week, he or she have to talk. After the rosters are submitted, admins will make up your matches, and then you'll know who to talk to get everything scheduled. So, we have one last thing to reveal, which is our week 1 matches. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not.
I get to do one of my absolute favorite things, and you know what that is? I get to reveal to 2 admin that you two are facing off.
I can confirm that this
Oh my
was
gosh.
not planned.
No.
Not at all.
It
These
never
were completely
is,
random, but just because I'm the one who picked the numbers, it's just how it worked out. But congratulations on your week 1 matchups.
All right.
So we'll have We Wear Shorts in Winter versus What's the Big Ordeals, Heart Faders Anonymous versus Coco Shop Quartet, which, by the way, also really funny matchup. Ballum Cricket Club versus Unforced Errors, the Last Minute Decisions versus Bold Strategy, Golbez and Golbez versus Silvera Petting Zoo, New Moon versus It's Bacchus O'Clock Somewhere, Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World versus Ridia's Rebels, Brewdude Attitude versus Big Trouble in Little Kaipo, The Rusty Spoons versus Time Zones Are Us, Blue Moon Dew versus the Mycidian Comedy Club, Bring Your Own Bacchus versus Team No Springs, and Team Wombat Milk versus Big Chocobo's Storage Wars.
I can't wait for Bring Your Own Bacchus to play It's Bacchus O'Clock Somewhere.
We'll have to double check and see if that ends up happening. We're just going to have to see. But
yeah, I hope it happens. That'd be a good one. But yeah, this is so fun. It's so great to see all the great team names, and we have matchups now. We have teams, we have matchups. We're ready to go.
Hopefully.
We're mostly ready to go.
We're mostly ready to go. We will be getting information to you all on scheduling and all of that.
Did Neobari book the lanes for everyone?
Yes.
I sure did. I made sure that they're extra slick, which is bad if you're very good. you normally want a little bit more of a drier lane, so you'll just have to deal with it.
Is shoe rental included?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And you bring your own bowling ball?
Definitely.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you all so much for joining me here this evening. Y'all are an absolutely fabulous panel, and I am really, really looking forward to basically, having a fantastic tournament. I have been really looking forward to this one for sure.
I just know how many of us worked really hard on various aspects of this, and it's so exciting to see it come together. And I hope to everybody watching and participating, you really enjoy what's going to be a lot of fun for you guys this next 2.5 months.
Yes, absolutely.
And don't forget to, for those of you who are part of the Restream team, we'll be having signups as soon as we get the matches set up. So don't forget that we'll have those the double header nights. So we're definitely going to be needing restreamers and trackers and commentary for so many trackers. Absolutely, because we'll have double trackers for the four-person layout. So please come and sign up. Be part of the Free Eye Enterprise Restream community. We're still looking for people, and we'll be glad to see you out on the lanes.
Yes, I will probably post a link to the sign-up sheet in the Elixir General channel. But thank you all so much, and thank you to everyone being so kind and thanking us. It's very much appreciated. But yes, matches will start hopefully this Tuesday, so the week ahead. So good luck. Cheers, everyone. And I think we need to bring all this good energy forward. I would love to send it over to our dear friends at Randomania who are having their Randothon Marathon. Please go support them. They are supporting mental health. They're supporting NAMI. It is a great cause. It is a great time for folks who love randomizers. Free Enterprise will be featured tomorrow night. We'll have Dathis and Asuka playing, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun time. So thank you all so much, and we'll kick it over to Randomania. Bye, y'all!